Hey guys, welcome back to Dr. Zleek's Platinum Guide videos here. Today we're going with Out of the Pit, which is the second extreme track. If you want to check out any of their other extreme tracks, they should be posted in the link description. If not, just check my recent uploads. I'm doing all of these around the same time. Alright, so last time we did Truth is Out There, which is the first track and the easiest. This is Out of the Pit. This is probably the second easiest. Unless, that is, you do not like uphill tracks. In this case, you will be having a lot of trouble in swearing with this one. As always for the extreme tracks, I will be using the Phoenix. I will be using the Phoenix pretty much exclusively for all the extreme tracks in this game. Most of them can be done with a Scorpion, and if you want to do that, you can, but these guys are made with Phoenix in mind. Definitely a lot easier and a lot more nimble and able to do most of these tracks. If any of you guys want a specific track done with a Scorpion, let me know. I can make that happen, but I really recommend the Phoenix for all of these. Alright, like I said, this is a lot of uphill. Starting almost immediately, there's a lot of ramps and stuff. So we're going to go through on this, and this is probably one of my least favorite extreme tracks. I actually just beat my time on this the other day just by doing a playthrough for a speedrun video, and I didn't even really try, so that shows how much I love this track, as in I don't. That's for people that don't get sarcasm. Anyways, so we're starting off, we're going to lean forward as we're going up here, and then once you get around to the beginning of this ramp, you want to lean back to get your front tire up, and then you just want to get that front tire rolling on that next ramp, and just get your back tire up there to just do a little instance of gas, just enough to scooch on the next one. Normally, I would recommend just trying to drive through this. If you need to stop and get your control back, that's fine. But for a full speed run, you're going to want to be able to go immediately from this first jump to the next one. So let's show you how to do that here. Like so. Anyways, if you don't want to do that, this is pretty easy. I recommend leaning forward in this jump until the last second, to where that way your back suspension will kind of compound and compress, and that way when you want to jump and you push off, you'll get that little extra lift. As with all inclines, and I'll be saying this a lot, especially during this video, is just make sure to land on your back tire while rolling forward for these inclines. For this, there's a couple ways you can do this. The easiest way is just to clear the jump completely by full throttling it. If you want, I'll show you right here. You can usually pin your back wheel on the ledge of that and kind of do a front flip, excuse me, over the edge of the ramp here, like, well, that, except for my tire would get stuck, but you get the idea. Anyways, this is probably one of the first major pains of this track, is this set of obstacles right here. The best way to do it is, if I can just do it here, you want to lean forward and then back and then forward. Basically, there's a lot of back and forth on this track based on the hill. If you can get that front tire up and over this little ledge, that makes that part very easy. So again, that's just full throttle and then getting that, and then for this stuff, like in midair, you just want to lean back. That way, once your tire lands on this ramp, you'll be able to lean forward and get that momentum going like so. If you want to do this, if you're having trouble with this, or if you want to do it a different way, the beginner way would probably be to get up and get your front tire up and over this initial ledge here, like so. And okay, maybe not. I used to only be able to do this way, so I'm trying to see if I can remember how I did it. So I basically would try to get my front tire up and over this little ledge, and then just feather the gas enough to where I would stay there. For some reason, it's not working right now. There we go. So if you want to take a break here, that's fine. Then next, you'll just need to kind of hold gas up and hope that it'll spit you up here, like so. And then you can get your back tire where your front tire just was, as long as you're holding forward. And then you can just kind of creep your way up this hill. This is kind of the slow, I'm only going for no faults, not worried about best time thing. Once that front tire clears that little ledge, excuse me, you can just full throttle it, and then it'll pop you up right over here. And you can't really see where my back wheel is now, but it's basically resting between the uphill and downhill of that little ramp. Okay, so now we've gotten that far, we're going to just do a basic bunny hop up here. The fast way to do this is to just bunny hop onto this first ramp here, and then just do a couple little hops, like so, onto that checkpoint. I'll restart so I can show you how to get there the slower way. Well, I mean the safer way, I should say. And if I say a slow way or beginner way of doing something, I'm not trying to insult you guys. I'm just saying that's the way I usually did it before I was able to do it the quicker way or whatever. And most of the time when I say quicker way, I can't do the same thing. I'm not like some people that can play a part of it, like this part for example. I can't do this 100 times in a row. I just maybe got lucky a few times. So practice is key. Just reiterating that point for the 10,000th time in my video. Anyways, the next way to do this is to get upright and close to it, and you can lean forward a little bit just to get your back wheel up a little bit, and you can try and sort of plan your bike. You need that front tire up on this little ledge, and you can just kind of, let's see, feather the gas here, and you can just kind of do that. The key to doing this is to just lean back on that first ramp so your tire will bounce enough to get up here. Once you get up here, you have quite an amount of room to where you can back up. Unless you fall off like me, apparently. Back up, and then once you get this on this little back section here, just do a basic bunny hop. As long as you get that front tire up and over and that back tire is somewhat close, this should be fine. Alright, this is kind of similar to the Dark City run jump, where it's a gradual incline. There's like the flat area where I'm at now, and then there's the incline here, and then there's the gradual transition piece. You'll find this a lot in some of the harder tracks. So for this, you're just going to want to line up facing completely forward at the base of the ramp here. Like, see, if I just roll forward, my bike will stop there. And then kind of gas forward, and then as you get your back tire near to where that transition point is, you want to lean back. And then once your tire gets up on there, you'll want to lean forward. It's very hard to explain in slow motion, but basically it's forward, back, and then forward. If you do it correctly, like I did not just do, then you should just get plenty of space for this. So again, that's forward, back, and then forward. And then that's full throttle the entire time. Because the thing is, with the full throttle, if you do it correctly, pushing into the front tire won't cause your back wheel to spin up, as long as you make sure to get back and then forward again soon enough. If you don't do it correctly, you'll either, your back tire will, like if I do it too late, that'll happen, or if you do it too early, then that'll happen. It's just all about getting timing right. Alright, once you get up here, the easy way is just to kind of hop up and over this little barrier. If you want to go the fast way, which I personally can really do most of the time, and I don't usually bother with it, but it's, you get up here and then you gas, and see, I want to be able to, oh, I will be able to do now. I thought I wasn't going to make that jump. Anyways, that's what you do for the next set of jumps. If you just want to take your time like I usually do, step here to give your second to respond, you'll want to lean forward, and then as you're gassing, you'll want to lean back to get that tire up, and then you'll just want to do a hop and get your bike rested up on this little square. There's a lot of squares in this map apparently. Once you do that, you just want to bunny hop the next one, landing back tire, leaning forward as usual. Get yourself somewhere near the base of this, that way you can just lean forward. There's ways to do this where you can just kind of transition into it, but I like resting and kind of rolling it back down and then just flooring it up to the next point. If that happens where your back tire kicks up, all you have to do is lean back and then back forward and stabilize yourself. Alright, from here, it's pretty simple, unless you fall off. It's pretty simple. You just need to kind of rest near the bottom, like so, and then just throttle up to this ledge. It's not very hard to overshoot this. You just gotta learn to let go of the gas just at the right moment before the top of the ramp. That way you can just kind of land here without worrying too much. Alright, so this is pretty painful. The best way to do this is kind of like what I just did, is do a bunny hop, and then on that first little like bend section, if you've played the what's it called? The Trials Master. It's the DLC challenge with the rotating rooms, but you'll see kind of ramps set up like this. Anyways, you're gonna want to bunny hop and then land back with your back, or leaning to the back. Excuse me, I'm just full of words today. Leaning back, and then as you go up this, you want to keep leaning back until your back tire is near the top of that third block. So these first two blocks right here, and then that third block. That third block, if you lean forward after hitting it, that'll put your suspension and give it enough tension to hop up and over that block there. And the key is the front wheel on this. The back wheel for timing, but the front wheel for positioning. Because as long as you get the front wheel up and over, that's all you need, because you'll have enough speed to where you can pivot up and over on that front wheel. And the chassis even better. Like even there, my front wheel barely made it over, but there's enough momentum to where you can pivot. Alright, so this next part is similar to the last one, but a lot more steep. I should say not a little. So that's pretty much the easy way to do it, is you just lean forward the entire time. It's kind of difficult to pull off. My personal preference of doing it is to bunny hop on this first one, and then try to lean forward on the second one. And then as long as you can get these wheels down right here, you kind of have to do it full speed. It can't pause like I just did. But as long as you can get both your wheels on that little bent shape and just push forward, that little lip should give you enough to be able to hop up there. So that's difficult. Let me just go through again and show that. And as always, you guys can rewind this video if you need to find a specific spot. Which also just need to remind you guys, it's hard for me to necessarily explain something when I'm just used to doing it. So when I try to explain something and then do it within 1.5 seconds like I just did, it is confusing, I know, so I do my best to try to reset myself here. This will kind of also show you how I get through a track, more or less. Right now I'm about 4 seconds behind my time. So this kind of gives you an idea of what a platinum run would be like. Alright. So again, that's the bunny hop, and then getting that back wheel on top of there. And like I said, it is similar to where you want to kind of lean forward as your back wheel hits that ramp. So it'll hop you up and give you enough speed. And as long as you get both wheels on that and stabilize, I recommend just trying to push for full speed, because even if you don't get the greatest jump, the momentum makes it much easier. Like for example, let's see if I can do this where I land leaning back and then I kind of push forward like that, and that'll give me enough. Or if I just land leaning forward, that should still just, basically as long as you hit that ramp, you'll be okay. Alright, this one's pretty interesting looking because the track does look a little bit different than you would think. Basically, you want to lean back, and then as you get up that top, you want to lean forward just to get, if your back wheel lands around where my back wheel is now, you can just kind of push forward. And then there's just the basic bunny hop on this section. The bottom of this is lipped quite a bit, so it doesn't really catch you, but it's not just a steep incline. But you want to line up around where I am now, that way you can just feather into full throttle and hop up here. Again, getting that front wheel up and over that lip is the most important part on this jump, because it is pretty steep, as you can tell. But even like right now, I'm still at a point to where I can just kind of, oh, maybe not, but you get the idea, as to where as long as you can kind of get that front wheel up and over that ledge and that back wheel to still have traction, it should be okay. Like usually right there, I'll land on my back wheel and just kind of give it a little pressure of gas to hop up. Alright, and if I stop wrecking here, maybe I can show you the next obstacle. Okay, da 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 da. So even like right there, I didn't have enough speed, but I still managed to pull it through. Alright, this is probably one of the most annoying parts. It's really not that bad once you get past this first jump. It's basically just three three sloped brick walls. The worst one is the first one, because the bottom of that wall is about a tire's width above this ramp you're on. So it's all about getting up to the very front of that ramp and just getting a good back or bunny hop, and then landing on your back wheel leaning forward as always. And you don't want to necessarily full throttle this. The key is to kind of get your back tire, or your front tire, excuse me, to be about where the lip is, and then you let go of the gas and you kind of grasp and stabilize your way on the next one. And as long as you don't, if you use about 80% throttle, you don't even realize to correct, you can just hold forward. It's all about just finding a good mixture of speed and balance. As I guess that's pretty obvious, but anyways, if you can keep that front wheel down, you can just keep trying to throttle it like so. But if you're having problems with that, just go block by block, just kind of edge up, and then like here I'll catch myself and I'll balance. And then you can kind of rest, as long as you're feathering the gas, you can kind of rest in between these blocks here. Like for example, I'm sliding down, I'm slightly holding the gas, because if I let go of the gas, my bike will probably, so I need to hold forward and gas. Otherwise my bike would flip, and you can just take this nice and slow, and block by block. And up and over. And then once you get up here, you'll get the stupid explosion thing, and you can cross the finish line. But if you want to do it a little faster like this, it's the same thing. And again, it's the head that crosses the finish line that counts. And there we go. Alright, let's watch it again, but I won't screw up as many times this time, because it's a replay. So this replay is 24.95, so just a little bit below 2500th, at 53.397 seconds. So let's check it out in slow motion. And again, I'd like to say my stats, not because it makes me feel good, although it does. It just lets me let you know about how good the time is. So obviously this isn't a #1 time. If you're looking for a tutorial video, you shouldn't be looking at the #1 time, because that won't necessarily be great, because you'll be like, oh, how do you do that triple backflip and land on one wheel? It's like, that's not necessarily going to help. So even here you can see me kind of struggling a little bit. I don't really like this map, like I've stated, so this isn't necessarily the best time. But you'll see me lean forward here and just jump. My back wheel I don't think necessarily gets over, but I managed to just kind of recapture my balance here. This eats up a lot of time. About 2 or 3 seconds I probably could have saved. Alright, just me bunny up here. I think I just give a little break to reset myself, and then you'll see me hop up and hop and hop, hop. And you'll see me lean forward up through here. Just kind of hop over this little edge. You'll see me break again to kind of reset myself. Hop up on that brick. Again, leaning forward into inverts. I was my back wheel for a second. I probably shouldn't have made this jump, but I managed to pull it out of my butthole there. That's where most of the stuff comes out of usually. Front wheel up and over, reset myself, leaning back. Bunny hopping off that third bike, or third rock. And that front wheel up and over, as you just saw. See myself resetting a little bit. Forward. And then see my front tire hitting that. I just push forward. I just barely make it, but that's all I need to do. I do lean forward there. That isn't necessarily what you need to do, but that's a way to do it. See me, I just kind of go forward here, even that much momentum, that just that little gas will get me up and over. Where I made up most of my time on this track was probably the second half. The first half was very slow for a platinum time. And then you'll just see me kind of hop over the finish line here. Alright, and then we'll take a look at my exploding corpse in regular speed this time. And as always, just you guys let me know what you want to see with tracks. Right now I'm working on the extreme tracks for the main achievement in the main game for completing all of them. This is a platinum guide for people wanting to improve their score, but this is also just a general guide for people wanting to beat the track, just get a bronze medal. As always, practice, practice, practice. This was one of the last, I think this was only my 3rd or 4th extreme track to get a gold and then platinum on. It just takes a lot of time. I say, you don't just get good at stuff like this just by, watching videos helps, but I had to kind of build my own skill based off of replays and off of friends' high scores, and just there wasn't really any guides. That's what I'm trying to do by this, because there's a lot of achievement guides for single one-off tracks, like, you know, rock steady without moving, but this is just more of a, this is how you beat the track, and this is how you do really well. So hopefully this will help you. And again, I apologize for the longevity. This was about 18 minutes or so, I think. And that's just because this is a longer track. It's about a minute long for an average good time. But I need to be in depth, and so that's what I'm trying to accomplish. And before I take too long, I will talk to you guys later. Just like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if this is what you want to see, etc., etc. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later.